What I do is I'll take a whole, for a healthy snack, because I'm trying to watch my figure, is I will take a whole wheat pita and I'll do hummus or tapenade. There's so much flavor. Hey everybody, welcome to It's Just Food with Mike. I'm Mike. It's a new year, so I'm kind of watching what I eat a little bit. I've also got a wedding to plan for. My son's getting married, and I want to be in a little bit better shape than I am now. So I'm cutting back on a lot of the junk food that I eat, eating healthier. And sometimes when you're eating healthy, you tend to think that it's not going to have a lot of flavor. That's the big misconception of healthy food, is a lot of times you won't even try it because you're thinking, oh, it's healthy, it can't taste good. And in some cases, that is true. Now, I'm not going keto or carnivore or anything like that. I'm just eating healthier foods. And as a result, I need to kind of do some things to some regular foods that I eat, like eggs, just to change it up from time to time. So I'm going to show you today how to make oven roasted tomatoes and an olive tapenade. Two separate things that I'll put on different things. I use them as a condiment, really, more than anything, just to kick up a dish. Maybe a poached fish. I'll put the tomatoes or the tapenade, something like that. So stick around. Very simple recipes, super simple recipes. Stick around. I'll show you how we get it done. So we're going to start with the tomato puree, the tomato oven roasted tomatoes. They take a couple hours in the oven, but we get that going. We'll make the tapenade, and then when everything is done, I'll show you what it looks like. So we're going to start. We've got about 2 pounds of plum tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, kind of cut into 1/4-inch wheels. I've got my spices here, and I'll go over what I've got. Actually, I'll do it right now. I've got 2 tablespoons of oregano. I've got 1 teaspoon of thyme, and this is fresh. I've got 1 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper cracked, and half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to chiffonade basil. I'm going to need about this much basil for what I've got here. Okay, let me move this out of the way from that. I'm going to show you how we chiffonade. We start with the biggest leaves first, and we put those down. We stack them all on top of each other, just like this. Okay, then we roll them up like a cigar. And then it's like little ribbons. I think that's the actual translation. So that's what we're going for right there. I'll do all of it at one time so you can see it, and then I'll show you how I do the garlic and the onion. Should be a shallot, but I couldn't find shallot again. We have a hard time finding some things. We had a snowstorm here, and a lot of things didn't come in. We live in Tennessee, and if it snows, it shuts down. So we start with the basil. We go to the garlic. This is just going to be a rough chop, but I want it fine. Don't worry about getting it mixed with the basil and all that. It's all going to go in the same place. Fine chop. You can do this in a Robocoup or a food processor if you want. But we've got about 2 to 3 cloves of garlic for what we're doing here. Got my oven set to 275 degrees. That's all we need on that. Okay, set that aside. Now I'll show you how we do. I would do the same for a shallot as I'm doing for this onion. It would obviously just be smaller. Okay, take the onion, cut the ends off, cut it down the middle. I'm not even going to use this half. Only going to use half of this. Peel it. I'm going to cut very small. I'm looking for a mince on this. Don't do onion in a food processor because it'll make it very bitter. Onion or shallots. Don't know why it is, but it's the way it is. Cut it across that way. Very small. That's about as much as I want to use right there. So you see how small that is. Very, very small. It's a mince, okay? All of this is going to go into the tomatoes. We've got the basil. We've got the onion and the garlic. And now I'm going to add the spices. A little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Remember, I've told you guys, I don't usually use extra virgin olive oil very much. Not a big fan of it. I'm going to use about 2 tablespoons. Stir it up. Get it totally coated, everything. And if I had to add more olive oil, I can. Extra virgin olive oil, that is. Toss it around. Use your hands if you want. We're going to need to use our hands in a minute anyway. You want to make sure everything is coated evenly. Okay. Then we take a sheet tray with a wire rack on it. Oh, we got a time break on there. We just lay them out. And they're going to go into an oven, a 275-degree oven, for 2.5 to 3 hours minimum. If you've got a convection oven, that's really what the recipe calls for. I don't have a convection oven. Most people don't. That's going to be the 2.5 to 3. It may take a little bit more. We just want to get these dried out and preserved a little bit. You can see here, I've got all this left over that fell off of there. I want to try to get most of this onto here, so I'll just spread it out onto the pieces. Because this is flavor we don't want to waste. Seems petty, but you know, all of this, you know, we did pay for it. You might as well use it. I still think like a chef sometimes. You got to worry about every penny all the time. I just kind of put it on the ones that don't have a lot on there. Eyeball it. And then again, 275-degree oven on the center rack for minimum 2.5 to 3 hours. That's it. So our ingredients for the tapenade, this is olive tapenade. These are Niçoise olives, any kind of black olives like this that you find, make sure they're pitted. I took the pits out, that's why they look like that. Doesn't matter, we're going to grind it up. I've got about 6 ounces of black olives. I've got 2 ounces, or 1.5 ounces really, of anchovies that I've rinsed and dried. I've got about 1.5 ounces of capers that I've rinsed. And I've got 2.5 garlic cloves. They were kind of not great. And I've got some lemon juice and extra virgin olive oil. All of that is going to go into our food processor here. Okay. If you don't have one, you can use a mortar and pestle. This is a whole lot quicker and easier. And I like the texture of it better here. Just drop it all in there. There's the thing that takes the longest in this is just measuring out the stuff if you want to be accurate. I was accurate with this because I'm showing everybody how to do it. Okay, so we put all of that into the food processor. If I could get this into close. There we go. Grind it up. So we just want to make a paste out of it there. And now I'm going to add some lemon juice. I'm going to add about the juice of at least 1 lemon. Then I'll check it afterwards. Try not to get any seeds in there. I usually do that through a strainer, but I'm being lazy. A couple seeds got in there anyway. That's all right. I'll get it out. Don't want those. And then while I have it going this time, I'm going to add about a couple teaspoons of the extra virgin olive oil. And that's all you have to do. Tapenade is done. You can add some parsley to this, but if you're going to hold it for a while, the parsley will get black. It'll turn black, and that's just not good looking. I plan on keeping this around for a while. You can keep this in the refrigerator for weeks. So here's the oven-dried tomatoes. They were in for 2.5 hours in just a regular conventional oven. Okay, that's them. They're dry. What I do, they're not totally dry. They're not like you're going to be crispy or anything like that. What I do now is I'll put them into a container and put them in the fridge for a week or so, but they'll be gone before that. We'll use them. I'll take these and I'll cut them up, toss them in a pasta, toss them in some sort of, I'll make a relish out of it if I have to. Whatever I want to do with these, I can have it with eggs, whatever. You can heat them up in the microwave, warm them up. And here's our tapenade. What I do is I'll take for a healthy snack, because I'm trying to watch my figure, is I will take a whole wheat pita and I'll do hummus or tapenade. There's so much flavor in that. I don't mean to talk with my mouth full, but there's so much flavor in this. These are extraordinarily flavorful. Eating healthy can taste good. And that, I think, is a big misconception that a lot of people have. It's one reason why a lot of my friends don't eat healthy. They think, oh, it can't taste good. Look how much flavor is on these. This is a flavor bomb. You eat this, you're not eating a lot of fat, you're not eating a lot of junk. You're going to lose some weight. Now, I'm not a nutrition expert, but I do know that this kind of stuff is healthy. And being a chef, I know that this stuff tastes great. If you like this episode, give it a thumbs up and, pass it on to your friends. Share it with them. Let them see, hey, this guy's interesting, if you think I am. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and give this a shot. Let me know what you think of it. If you have any other ideas you want me to do, let me know. Comment to me. So I'll see you all next time. Have an awesome day.